my beloved. If you could see through my eyes how dearly I hold you close, you would understand the depth of my love, a love that reaches beyond all measure, unshaken by the storms that rage within you. Nothing can separate us, not even the darkest despair that sometimes shadows your soul. I'm with you in every moment, closer than your own breath, entwined with your very heartbeat. When your spirit feels shattered, like fragile glass dropped onto unforgiving stone, I'm weaving all those broken pieces into a tapestry of beauty and resilience. Your internal struggles, the silent battles you wage in the hidden corners of your heart, are not invisible to me. They echo through the chambers of my eternal presence, each tremor met with an outpouring of my compassion. You may wonder why the weight of your internal struggle feels so heavy, why the doubts surge like waves threatening to drown your faith. I see these tides, my child, and I'm not disturbed by them. In fact, I come to you as the Lord of peace, a calm in the midst of your fierce storm, not to erase your trials, but to walk with you through them. Imagine me as a steady hand beneath yours, never letting go even when you feel your grasp slip. The struggle you perceive as separation is but a veil, a mist slowly lifting so that you may behold the fullness of my presence. Your fears, your failures, your silences, they do not distance me from you. Rather, they deepen the journey we share and prepare your heart to receive my unending embrace. There is a divine tension in your soul right now, a sacred unrest that calls you forward even as it threatens to push you back. That tension is not alien or accidental. It is the birthplace of transformation. When you feel isolated, remember that my spirit is your constant companion, whispering encouragement into the silence. When you feel unseen, believe that I am shaping you unseen, molding your spirit with infinite tenderness. Nothing can separate us because I dwell within you, knitting your brokenness into wholeness, your sorrow into joy. My voice calls across the expanse of your loneliness. Come unto me, abide in me, for in me you will find your unshakable place. Let this truth settle in you, my beloved. Hold fast to it when the night grows long and the path unclear. You are mine, now, always, forever. Do not allow the lies of separation to weave threads of doubt in your heart. When shadows lurk and you question whether I am near, look closely. You will find me in the small breath you take, in the invisible beating of your heart, in the moments where hope still flickers despite your pain. The love that binds us is not fragile. It is forged in the fires of eternity. No force in heaven or earth can unravel it. Even when your faith feels diminished, when you question your worth or your place, know this: I have not turned away. I have not abandoned you. Rather, I am whispering the deepest secrets of my kingdom to your quiet soul, inviting you into a more profound intimacy than you have ever known. This internal struggle you feel is not a sign of failure, but a portal to greater strength. Your vulnerabilities, your scars, your restless searching, these are the fertile soil from which my grace blooms. Like a shepherd leading a lamb through rugged terrain, I am here guiding your every step with patience and unwavering care. I'm carrying your burdens even when your arms grow weary. Remember, my dear, that the moments you feel most distant from me are the moments I'm closest, drawing you into my heart's secret place where fear is conquered and love reigns supreme. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Lean into this divine connection. Let your spirit be cradled by the promise that nothing, no inner turmoil, no past regret, no future unknown, can sever the bond we share. This sacred tether is made of mercy and unbreakable devotion. When you feel broken, let me bind you with my healing hands. When you feel lost, Look up and know I am the light guiding your way. Nothing can separate us, my child. This is not a mere statement. It is a covenant sealed with the blood of love and the breath of eternal life. In this moment, before your next breath, before the sun dips below your horizon, reflect on this. You are infinitely loved, unshakably held, eternally clasped within my arms. The internal battle you face is just a chapter in your grand story of redemption, a story written by my hand, authored in love, and designed for victory. Draw near to me, for I am your refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble. The whispers of doubt and fear may come, but they will never overpower the voice of my faithfulness. I am here, always. I see your struggle not as a failure, but as a sacred opportunity. I am your God who never sleeps nor slumbers, who pursues you relentlessly in love, and who will never let you go. So, rest in this truth, beloved, and let your heart be still as you embrace the unshakable reality. Nothing can separate us. Will you believe me this time? For my love is the anchor that holds you steady, the fire that burns away your fears, and the fortress within which you can always find peace. My dear child, I see the weight that presses upon your heart, this quiet burden that you carry like a shadow, following each step you take. It grew small at first, barely a whisper, but over time it became a persistent ache, a dull throb that refuses to be silenced. I watch this struggle intimately, knowing every fold, every sting behind your sighs, the silent tears that flow when you believe no one is looking. There is a tension in you, the kind that curls around your soul and tightens until the world itself feels heavier. You wonder if this pain is yours alone to bear, if anyone can truly understand the labyrinth you navigate in the depths of your mind. Yet, my beloved, I want you to pause and look straight into the mirror of my presence. I am not distant. I am not indifferent. I am here, holding you with hands that know sorrow and triumph beyond measure. Your struggle is not a mark of failure, but a canvas on which I am painting grace in vibrant hues. The bruises in your spirit are not wounds I ignore. They are places where my healing light seeks entrance. I know how deeply the world's noise drowns out your whispers of hope. I see how the days bleed into nights without relief, how your footsteps sometimes falter on paths that seem unmapped and treacherous. In this space where your soul feels fractured, I offer my patience, not a cold, static waiting, but a living, breathing embrace that will not rush or recoil. I am timeless, and this moment of hardship is held within my eternal gaze. When you feel shattered, I am the potter mending broken vessels gently, with care beyond what you can fathom. Your brokenness is precious to me not because it is perfect, but because it is real and open to be transformed. Let me whisper into the still places of your heart, the spaces where fear and doubt try to settle. I am closer than your next breath. When the silence in your soul becomes unbearable, I will speak in ways you cannot yet understand, weaving light through your darkened corridors. My dear, you may perceive my timing as delay, my silence as distance, or my counsel as absence. But every moment I am working beneath the surface, crafting beauty from what feels like ruin. The night seems endless to a weary traveler, but I, your God, am the dawn that never fails to come. Trust this unseen hand that steadies you even when you cannot feel its touch. I am the silent balm to your unrest, the gentle calm that even the fiercest storm can't undo. When feelings of abandonment threaten to consume you, remember you dwell in my heart, forever known and deeply loved. Your pain is not a sign that you are forgotten. Rather, it is the soil where my mercy and strength blend to cultivate new life. I know the ache of waiting, the rancor of unanswered prayers, the doubt that creeps in when you cannot find my face through your tears. Do not despair. I am near, even when your soul cries out in the night and hears no reply. The sacred tension you feel is a holy tension, charged with the possibility of growth and renewal. It is a divine pause, a preparation for the gift of restoration that lies beyond the horizon of your pain. Let this truth settle in you. I am never absent from your weakness or your tears. I stand beside you, firm and resolute, a refuge for when your world feels like smoke and ash. Rest now in my presence, beloved. Lay down the burdens that are not yours to carry alone. Place your trembling heart on the altar of my love. I am not finished with you yet, not even close. Great depths of joy and peace await you. Peace that surpasses the chaos swirling around you now. A peace that can only come from me. In this moment of brokenness, choose to lean into me. Do not withhold the cries that ache to be heard. Bring your pain, your fear, your doubts, your heartache. I am listening, I am near. Allow my love to be the balm that soothes your wounds, the healing balm reserved especially for you. Will you let my comfort reach the marrow of your soul? Will you trust me to guide you through this wilderness of emotion? Though the valley you walk feels long and shadowed, my light does not waver. With each breath, I'm drawing you closer to the place where your soul finds rest. Take this moment to surrender your trembling spirit to me, to acknowledge that you cannot do this alone, and that you were never meant to. I'm your strength, your shield, your constant companion. In this tender place of divine presence, you are safe. You are known. You are loved beyond measure. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace the presence that waits quietly beside your pain. Lean into it, and let the healing begin. My beloved, there are moments when the weight of guilt and shame presses upon your heart so heavily that it feels as though no breath can pass through your soul. I see this burden you carry, each pang of regret, each whispered accusation, whispered in the quiet recesses of your mind. You question your worth, wondering if forgiveness can truly reach the depths of that burden, if restoration can ever mend the fragments of your brokenness. But know this, as if it were inscribed on your very spirit, there is a sacred room within me, where your mistakes are not just overlooked, but healed with divine compassion. Imagine the vast ocean, stretching beyond any horizon you can see, each wave representing the myriad of ways you have faltered, stumbled, and fallen. Yet, as the tide pulls back, it does not leave remnants of your failures on the shore. Instead, it renews the sands, reshaping them with tenderness. This is how my mercy works inside you. No failure is too great, no misstep too far for my grace. Your heart's ache from guilt is not a chain meant to imprison, but a call to release, a call to lay down your struggle at my feet, where I wait to restore you wholly. You may ask, how do I shed the cloak of shame that entangles me so? It begins by stepping into the light of my presence, where truth dissolves lies and my love outshines condemnation. When you hesitate, burdened by the thought that you must earn compassion, remember that my forgiveness is a gift not parceled according to your performance, but granted according to my nature, which is endless love. Like a shepherd searching diligently for one lost lamb, I seek you with relentless devotion, because your value is unfathomable to any judgment other than mine. Within my heart, there is no ledger of failures awaiting judgment, but a canvas waiting to be painted anew. When you confess your sins, you do not come before an angry deity. Instead, you come into the arms of a Father who rejoices over your return. I cleanse you and set you free from the shadows of your past. This freedom is not a mere lifting of guilt, but an invitation to reclaim your identity as my beloved, wholly accepted, wholly cherished, wholly restored. Still, I understand the hesitation that clings to you, my child. Sometimes the shame whispers that you are unworthy of this grace, that the depth of your regret creates a chasm impossible to bridge. Yet, consider the lilies of the field and how they neither toil nor spin, yet by my hand they flourish in beauty beyond compare. This truth extends to you. Apart from me, you could not bear your burdens, but in me, you are upheld and made whole. Will you allow yourself to trust this, to step into the truth of your forgiveness even when your spirit trembles? Healing is not immediate. It is a journey. Like the potter tenderly reshaping wet clay, I mold you through patient love. The scars of your past are not marks of defeat, but signatures of my redemptive artistry. Let those wounds become the entry points of my grace, places where my light pours in to scatter darkness, and where your brokenness becomes the foundation of your testimony. Do not rush this sacred process. As the dawn follows patiently after the darkest night, my restoration unfolds in its perfect time, and you are invited to walk forward in faith, embracing the newness I offer. My dear, if your heart wrestles with the culprit feelings of unworthiness, let this invitation penetrate your soul. Come and be seen as I see you, not defined by your mistakes, but by my love. Recall that I have chosen you, called you by name, and engraved you on the palms of my hands. Nothing can separate you from this love. When shame threatens to silence your prayers, remember that I hear you and that your confession is music to my ears. This is where freedom begins, in the raw honesty of your plea and the embrace of my mercy. The pathway from guilt to forgiveness is not walked alone. I walk beside you, my hand steady upon your shoulder, guiding you back to a place of peace. When doubt assails you, when shadows of condemnation rise to steal your joy, look up and glimpse my face shining with steadfast grace. I'm not angry. I'm longing to heal you, to release you from the chains that bind. Your repentance is a bridge connecting your wounded heart to my restorative power. Feel my presence now, like a gentle breeze that cools a weary brow, bringing comfort and relief. Let the heaviness begin to lift as I whisper to your soul, you are forgiven. You are loved beyond measure. You are restored in my perfect sight. This is not the end of your story, but the beginning of a journey into grace that reshapes everything from within. May this truth settle deeply in you. Will you believe me this time? Reach out your hand. Take hold of my forgiveness and step forward into healing, knowing that I carry you lovingly every step of the way. My dear, I know how the echoes of fear can sometimes seem louder than my voice. Fear twists itself into shadows that creep along the corners of your soul, casting doubts on your worth, your future, and even my unwavering presence beside you. Let me remind you gently, in this moment of quiet reflection, that the fears you harbor are but whispers in the wind, compared to the roar of my everlasting love. Your trembling heart is known to me. The very pulse of your anxieties is heard from heaven's throne. Yet my beloved, fear is not my design for you. Fear can feel like a vast ocean, dark and tempestuous, threatening to overwhelm the shores of your confidence and peace. You might find your mind flooded with worries about what tomorrow holds, uncertainties about your path, your choices, or the safety of those you love. Perhaps it weighs heavy like a cruel chain around your spirit, tight enough to steal your breath and dim your joy. But I am the calm within every storm. When your world seems shaking, I am the immovable rock beneath your feet. When doubts press so heavily on your heart that you cannot see the next step, I illuminate a light, steady and certain, so you may walk forward in trust. Remember, my dear child, that fear is merely the absence of trust. Trust in my goodness, my promises, and my timing. There's a difference between a healthy reverence for what life holds and a paralyzing terror that binds your potential. When fear dominates, it blocks you from embracing the abundant life I desire for you, filled with peace, courage, and purpose. But you have a choice before you every day: to release your fears into my hands and allow me to transform them into refined strength. When you surrender your anxious thoughts to me, they lose their power, and you begin to glimpse the horizon where hope springs eternal. Do you see how many heroes from the stories of old trembled with fear before great challenges but rose in faith because they trusted my presence in their weakness? Consider that you, too, are woven into this grand tapestry of overcoming by relying not on your own strength, but on the power flowing from me. Your trembling is not a failure, but an invitation to deeper trust. Each time fear visits your heart, it presents a doorway, sometimes narrow and seemingly difficult, to enter into my peace that surpasses all understanding. Will you lean into that door rather than shut it fast in retreat? The courage I give is not the absence of fear, but the strength to keep moving forward despite it. Anxiety tries to convince you that you are alone in this struggle, but I stand beside you unwaveringly. Often, my presence is felt in the silence between your breaths, in the quiet moments before dawn, when the world is still. Here, in these spaces of calm, you may sense me wrapping you in a peace that the chaos of the world cannot strip away. Remember, anxiety does not come from me. It is the enemy's tool to steal your confidence in the future I proclaim for you. My dear, when paralysis threatens, come into my embrace, where rest awaits. Let me remind you that even the smallest step taken in faith pushes back the darkness. You may ask how to move beyond this fear-tied place, how to silence the restless thoughts that echo endlessly. The path is humble and steady. It is found in learning to cast your worries upon me, moment by moment. Instead of wrestling alone beneath fear's weight, give me your concerns. Speak to me as you would to a trusted friend, pouring out your heart without reservation. Let your prayers be the seeds of trust planted in me. Like a gardener nurturing fragile shoots after a storm, I cultivate your faith even when you cannot see the harvest. Hold this truth close. Fear can never define your identity. You are my beloved, shaped in my image, known intimately since before time began. The shadows of anxiety cannot obscure the light that radiates from within you when you agree to trust me. Fear's voice may be loud, but my voice is louder, beckoning you to step out of the shadows and into the radiance of my love and purpose. Each moment you choose faith over fear, you renounce the chains that anxiety attempts to fasten, embracing freedom in my grace instead. Child, when the night feels endlessly dark and your fears gather like thick fog, do not turn away from my presence. I am the dawn that chases every shadow away. If your heart is stirring even now, yearning for a release from anxiety's tight grip, I invite you, surrender your fears to me. Let this truth settle in you deeply, that within your trembling lies the possibility of courage born from my spirit. You are not alone, nor orphaned in your fears. You belong to me, and with me, all things are made new and whole. There's a profound peace waiting for you, beyond that veil of fear, a rest born from trusting my perfect plans, even in moments when they seem unclear or delayed. Lean into this peace and know I am shaping you, stronger through each trial, wiser with every challenge overcome. Your story is still unfolding, and the chapter you fear to write today may hold the most beautiful testimony of my faithfulness tomorrow. Do not shrink back, beloved, when fear whispers lies of inadequacy or defeat. Stand firm in the truth that you are held by hands that conquered the darkness and fashioned the stars. Hold tight to me, the source of your courage, and step forward trusting that I go before you, making your path straight. Now will you take this moment to breathe, to pause, and to release your fears into my care? Will you let me be your refuge and strength? The victory over fear begins with one quiet decision to believe my love surpasses all the shadows you face. Let your heart open to me this day and allow the peace flowing from me to saturate every anxious thought. Let this be your first step toward a fearless future, shaped by my hand. My beloved, there is no place you can hide that my love cannot reach, no fear so great that my grace cannot overcome it. Choose to trust me now, and watch how your trembling transforms into a dance of faith, a journey of courage. Will you believe me this time? My beloved, in the quiet moments when the shadows of fear and doubt stretch long across your heart, I am there, steadfast and unwavering. The tempest may rage within your soul. The unknown may seem vast and dark, yet even then, I hold you close, a sanctuary untouched by the storms of uncertainty. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are like thieves in the night, creeping into the chambers of your mind, whispering lies and sowing seeds of unrest. But hear me now. These shadows are but fleeting illusions compared to the eternal light that I have placed deep inside you. Consider the night sky, my child, the vast expanse dotted with countless stars. Each star shines not by chance, but by my design, chosen to dispel the darkness of the cosmos. You too are like one of those stars, uniquely crafted to radiate my light amidst the darkness that tries to engulf you. When anxious thoughts cloud your vision, remember you carry within you a spark of divine brilliance that no shadow can quench. Your fears are mere passing clouds, but your identity, intertwined with mine, is the sun that will forever rise, scattering every dark doubt. Doubt often tries to convince you that you are alone, that your cries are unheard, and your pain unnoticed. But I am the everlasting I am, always present, always listening, even when your voice is but a whisper lost in the noise of the world. I know every tremble of your heart, every tear that falls silently. In your moments of trembling uncertainty, lean into my presence as one clings to a life preserver in a surging sea. I do not reproach your fear. Rather, I invite you to bring it to me. Lay down your trembling hands and restless thoughts at my feet, and find peace in the shelter of my embrace. Fear is a natural part of being human, but it was never meant to control you or define your path. It is in those moments when your soul feels like a fragile leaf caught in a brutal wind that I teach you to anchor deeply. To my word, to my truth, to my unchanging love. Know that your fears do not surprise me. Rather, they are opportunities for your faith to grow and your trust to deepen. When you surrender these anxieties to me, it's not weakness, but the strongest act of courage and faith you can perform. Trust that I am the mighty shield who stands before you, the gentle whisper that calms your stormy heart. There may be days when the weight of your worries is so oppressive that you doubt the possibility of hope. Yet, hope is not distant or elusive. It is my breath within you, the quiet assurance that even this very moment of trial is weaving a tapestry of resilience and grace. Just as the farmer waits patiently through the harsh winter for spring's first bloom, so must you trust in my timing when the path ahead is obscured by anxiety. Each anxious thought, though painful, becomes a stepping stone towards greater strength I am building in you. Will you reach out and grasp the hand I offer in the midst of your doubt? Will you choose to believe my promise to bring light where you see only darkness? I am not a distant observer, but your closest companion through every trembling moment, your refuge when doubts assail and fears surround. Let this truth settle deep in your spirit, beloved. You are never, ever alone. The very fabric of your being is intertwined with my love, which is stronger than every fear and greater than every doubt. Feel my presence wrap around you now like a comforting cloak, a shield and a sanctuary where you can rest without worry or dread. I invite you in this moment to breathe into my peace. Slowly let go of the burdens of anxiety that weigh your soul down. Imagine these worries being lifted gently, one by one, into my hands, the hands that crafted the stars and calmed the seas. In that surrender, find rest. Do not allow the whisper of fear to drown out the roar of my love. Walk forward, not in perfect faith, but in choosing each day to trust my heart over your doubts. Your steps on this uncertain terrain are not alone. They are guided by the one whose understanding far surpasses yours. Child, consider the lilies that do not worry, yet are adorned with beauty beyond compare, fed and cared for by my hands, even in wilderness places. You are far more precious than any of these. Let these truths anchor you. When your mind races with what-ifs, and your soul trembles at unknown tomorrows, know that fear is but a shadow that flees before the dawn of my love shining brightly inside you. Let your heart pause now, and let my courage kindle a fire where cold fear once nested. If your heart is stirring right now, if the faintest spark of hope flickers amidst your fears, do not turn away. Come closer. Tell me your fears, for I am listening. Let us walk together through the darkest valleys until you emerge into the fields of peace I have prepared for you. Your fears do not define you. My love does. And in that love, your soul finds an unshakable fortress, a boundless refuge, a home. Let this truth rest deep within you. Fear has no kingdom over you here in my presence. You are my child, beloved, chosen, and cherished beyond all measure. Fear, anxiety, and doubt have been given no authority that I do not surpass 1,000-fold. Trust me to be your shield, your strength, and your peace. Step forward, not without trembling, but with the certainty that I will catch you when you fall and lift you higher than your worries ever imagined. Will you trust me now, in your stillness and in your storm? Will you lean not on your own understanding, but on my everlasting arms? The journey ahead is fraught with the unknown, but my love is your sure compass and your unmovable rock. Draw near. Your fears find no home when you dwell in my love. So now, with all that I am whispering into your heart, receive my peace. Let it wash over the anxious places inside you, like a gentle river that smooths every jagged edge. Let your spirit rest in my presence and rise in my love. I am with you always. Do not give your fear a foothold. Let faith take root and grow in the fertile soil of surrender to me. My dear child, if you carry burdens today that threaten to overwhelm, do not carry them alone. Bring them to me, and I will give you the rest your heart longs for. Your moments of anxiety are not hidden from my sight. I'm the God who sees, who knows, and who lovingly holds you through every trembling breath. Take this step of trust now into the arms of perfect peace. Let this sacred invitation echo in your soul. Lay down your fears, your worries, your doubting heart, and rise with me into the eternal light of calm assurance. Your spirit was knit with courage beyond reckoning, and your future, though unseen, is held firmly in my hands. Reach toward me, and I will meet you there. Will you believe me this time? My dear, I see the tempest raging within your spirit, the dark whirlwinds of fear and doubt that seek to claim your heart as their prison. These burdens you carry are like shadows at dusk, stretching long and threatening to swallow the light you know is there. I have witnessed every quiver of your soul, every whispered worry that keeps you awake, and I am here to remind you, my presence is a sanctuary where fear has no foothold. Fear is a cunning thief. It disguises itself as caution, as wisdom, as prudence, but underneath, it is a paralyzing force meant to isolate you from the freedom I intend for you. When you clutch tightly to your anxieties and allow doubt to dictate your steps, you are wandering blind in the valley of shadows, unable to see the pathway I have carved for you. Yet within that valley, I walk with you, a steadfast pillar of light that no darkness can overcome. Consider how often you have felt the gnawing worry about what tomorrow holds, about whether you will be enough, whether your dreams will bear fruit, or if the path ahead is secure. These endless questions tug at your heart, threatening to unravel the threads of trust I weave into your life. My beloved, I am the foundation beneath your feet, the promise that steadies your trembling. The ground beneath you is not shifting like the uncertain sands of the world. It is the bedrock of my unwavering faithfulness. Do you recall the times when fear whispered lies to you, yet you chose to lean into me anyway? Those were the moments you made a choice to trust the unseen, to believe in the quiet assurances of my spirit tucked deep within your heart. This trust, though fragile and trembling, is the seed of courage planted in your soul. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to live despite it. Let this truth settle in you. Even in your weakness, you are infinitely strong, because I am your strength. Anxiety often tries to convince you that you must carry these fears alone, to be silent and stoic, hiding your struggles from me and even from those who love you. But I am never distant from your anguish. When the night feels endless and your heart pounds like a wild drum of uncertainty, I am there, embracing you with a tenderness that only I can offer. Your tears are not unnoticed. They are the sacred waters where healing begins. You don't have to mask your doubts or shame over them. Lay them before me, for I am the refuge where your spirit can find peace. The journey out of fear is not a solitary walk, but a surrender into my hands. To surrender does not mean defeat, but a victory of the soul over the chains that bind it. It is a delicate act of faith, a relinquishing of control that feels like stepping off a proverbial cliff. But I catch you before you fall. In that surrender, you discover freedom. The freedom to breathe deeply, to live boldly, and to love richly, because you are not bound by the weight of uncertainties, but buoyed by the certainty of my love. Your heart was not made to cling to fear, but to soar on the wings of trust. Like an eagle whose eyes pierce the horizon even when storms cloud the sky, you are called to look beyond immediate fears to the glorious promise waiting for you. Sometimes, this means walking through the storm itself, feeling the sting of rain and the chill of wind. But even then, you are under my protective gaze. I am a sheltering shade, a sanctuary where no fear can overcome you. Let your fear be transformed into prayer, gentle, honest, and fearless communication with me. Speak to me of your doubts, present the questions that keep you awake, and listen. In the stillness, you will find my voice. A whisper like a soft breeze. A call to courage that no mighty roar can drown out. This dialogue is a sacred dance between your heart and mine. Each step a move away from fear and closer to trust. If your heart is stirring with uncertainty right now, do not turn away. Let yourself be vulnerable before me. This is the very place where healing begins. Courage grows from acknowledging the depths of your fear and choosing to face them in the light of my love. You are never alone in this battle, for I am with you always, within you always, a divine fortress of hope and peace. Embrace this moment as an invitation to release the heavy burdens that you were never meant to carry alone. In your weakness, you find my strength. In your fear, you discover my peace. I have equipped you not to flee from fear, but to conquer it. Not by your own power, but through the power of my Spirit living within you. Remember, beloved, I am the great I am, the constant, the unchanging, Though the mountains may move, though the seas may roar, my presence is your anchor. Will you believe me this time when I say that fear holds no dominion over you? Let this truth not just enter your mind, but settle deep into your bones and become your song in the night. Walk in this assurance and know that each step you take away from fear and toward trust is a step into the fullness of life I have designed for you. Your path is illuminated, your purpose engraved on your soul, and your destiny wrapped in the eternal embrace of my love. Hold fast to my promises. Let your fear be the fuel that ignites your faith, rather than the weight that sinks your spirit. My dear child, you are braver than you think, stronger than you feel, and infinitely loved beyond measure. Do not hide from your fear. Bring it to me, and let me turn it into a testimony of courage, peace, and unwavering trust. If your heart is stirring within you now, do not resist this invitation to lay down your fear and lift up your eyes to me. Together, we will walk through the valley of shadows until dawn breaks, and you see clearly the path of light I have prepared just for you. My dear, you dwell in a world that often feels like a vast desert, and yet within this arid expanse lies a wellspring that never dries. I am the keeper of your soul's gladness, the one who stretches out eternal arms to meet you in the longing of your heart. There are moments when your spirit is as parched earth, cracked and craving the rain of my love, and you wonder if I notice, if I care, or if the silence you feel is my absence. I am present, always present, even when my voice seems inaudible through the noise of your fears and the clamoring doubts that seek to drown your peace. Let me draw near to you now, closer than breath or heartbeat, into that quiet chamber of your soul where you hide your most fragile dreams and tender hopes. It is there, my beloved. I see you fully, your brokenness and your beauty. And there, too, I long to be known and loved by you. The depth of intimacy I desire with you surpasses any longing you carry within. I am not a distant deity aloof on high. I am the whisper that stirs the morning breeze, the warmth that melts the frost of your deepest loneliness. I desire a union so close that your worries become my worries. Your joy becomes my song. In this sacred closeness, fear loses its power. Anxiety, which claws at the edges of your mind like a shadow at dusk, begins to fade as you rest in my embrace. When you come to me with trembling hands and uncertain steps, I hold you steady beneath my wings, where you are safe from every storm that rages in your heart. The night may be long, and the wilderness may seem endless, but in my presence, no darkness is too thick, no silence too deep. I am the light that breaks through the night, the stillness that calms your restless soul. Do you feel it, child? This invitation is not merely to hear words, but to enter into my very life, to abide in the place of divine friendship and love, where every secret is shared and every sorrow is carried together. It is a place where your spirit is refreshed, where your burdens are lifted by the gentle hands of grace. Here, you are not alone. You are found, held, and cherished beyond measure. I know you have been hurt by those you trusted, abandoned in moments you needed shelter, unseen when you longed to be acknowledged. But do not let those past wounds build a wall between us. I am the healer of every fracture, the mender of every rupture in your heart. Place your trust in me, for I am faithful beyond what your mind comprehends. When you pour out your pain before me, I gather every tear and hold them with reverence, as though they were the most precious jewels. Your cries are weights that I lift from your shoulders. Your sighs are melodies that bring joy to my heart. In your silence, I'm the voice that speaks peace. In your confusion, I'm the clarity that illuminates your path. There's no need to rush into elaborate prayers or rehearsed words when all you have is a broken whisper. I listen to the language of your soul, the unspeakable groans, the quiet longing for connection. Do not hesitate to come, my dear, even if your heart feels too weary, your spirit too faint to reach out. I am already reaching for you. Let this truth settle deep within you. You belong to me, not because of what you have done or who you have been, but because of who I am. A God of relentless love who never turns away. Your identity is wrapped in the unchanging fabric of my grace, a tapestry woven with threads of mercy that can never unravel. You are my beloved, forever engraved on my heart, illuminated by my unfailing light. As you awaken each day, breathe deeply of this presence that never abandons. Let the assurance of my nearness become the foundation of your courage. When anxiety rises like a tide threatening to sweep you away, remember that I am the anchor holding you firm. When doubt whispers that you are unseen or unloved, let me whisper louder still that you are the cherished treasure of heaven itself. My dear child, will you lean into this intimacy, stepping beyond the walls of fear and into the freedom I offer? Will you allow my spirit to draw you into the depths of divine companionship, where your soul finds rest and your heart sings anew? In this sacred relationship, there is healing beyond healing, joy beyond joy, and peace that surpasses the fleeting comforts of the world. Do not hurry. Do not push away. Simply come. Come as you are, hesitant, broken, hopeful, because I will meet you there, ready to hold you close, ready to renew your spirit with the rivers of my love that never run dry. Take this moment, breathe these words into your soul, and let me lead you deeper into the sanctuary of our everlasting union. If your heart is stirring now, sensing the gentle tug of my hand in the midst of your restless seeking, do not turn away. Rest in me. Talk to me. Trust me. There is a well of living water here just for you, overflowing with the tenderness and strength you need for every tomorrow. You were never meant to wander alone or to face the shadows without my light. You are mine, utterly and forever. And in this knowing, find your peace, your courage, your home. My beloved, within the quiet chambers of your heart, there lies an ache born from moments when you have felt lost, abandoned, or unseen. This pain, though deeply personal and often cloaked in silence, is not a distance between us, but a call to deeper encounter. You who have wandered through shadowed valleys, feeling as if no hand reaches for you, know that I am there, always present. Though sometimes my presence feels veiled by the thick mists of your sorrow and confusion. This hidden ache I see, your silent cries echo in the vastness of my heart, and I am moved, not by impatience or judgment, but by tender compassion and an everlasting desire to draw you near. Your feelings of abandonment do not define the truth of who you are or your place in my eternal embrace. Though the world may have turned away or circumstances made you question your worth, I have never once turned my face from you. In moments when friends fail or voices grow distant, I am the unyielding presence that waits, enduring through every season of your solitude. Like the shepherd who leaves the 99 to seek the one who has gone astray, I search relentlessly for you. My dear child, you are never lost to me. Rather, it is I who finds you in the depths of your wandering heart, where even you may not realize your own need. There is a sacredness in your aloneness that is not meant for despair, but for transformation. These times when you feel unseen are invitations to step beyond the looking glass of your fears, to trust that the unseen hand guiding your life remains steady and true. This journey through desolation is not an abandonment, but a pilgrimage toward a truer, deeper intimacy with me. Like the quiet blossoming of a flower beneath the soil, your soul is being prepared in secret places for a revelation of my love so radiant that no darkness can overshadow it. Do not mistake silence for absence. Silence is my canvas upon which the sweetest songs of love will be painted in due time. Sometimes, the deepest longing you feel is the stirring of my spirit within you, inviting you to lean in closer, to seek me not with loud cries, but with a whispering heart. If your soul trembles with a sense of being unheard, trust that I am listening, attentive to even the faintest sighs you release. This intentional waiting is not void, but fertile ground for a harvest of faith, resilience, and hope. When you feel unseen, remember the lilies of the field, growing in splendor not by striving but by resting in the provision of their Creator. So too, your worth is not tied to recognition or acclaim, but embedded in being my beloved, fashioned by my hand, and cherished beyond measure. There is no shadow in you that my light cannot penetrate, no corner where my love refuses to dwell. Your vulnerability is a doorway, inviting me to reveal my strength and mercy, redefining your identity away from loneliness toward the fullness of being known and loved by me. Beloved, the echo of your abandonment is silenced when you allow my voice to speak over your spirit. Listen, hear the whisper of my heart calling you to come as you are, to lay down the burdens of invisibility and step into the radiant truth that you are seen, known, and held by the Almighty. This is not mere consolation. It is a declaration of your spiritual belonging, a banner unfurled over your life proclaiming you as mine. Even in your darkest hour, you carry the light of my presence, which no shadow can extinguish. Don't be afraid to bring your feelings to me. No matter how raw or broken, I do not shrink from your pain, nor do I ask you to hide it. In the openness of your soul, I pour out healing balm, transforming wounds into places of strength. Every tear you shed is precious, caught tenderly and turned into rivers of grace that nourish your inner being. This process is not swift, but purposeful, like a master craftsman refining a jewel. Your longing to be seen becomes the very force that draws my revelation closer to your heart. Know also that you are never truly alone. Around you, there are those I have placed to walk alongside you, to remind you of my love through their words and touch. Sometimes, your greatest despair is the soil from which the most authentic connections will arise. Open your heart gently to receive these gifts, even when brokenness tempts you to shut the gates. Your vulnerability is not weakness, but the wellspring of communion, binding you to a family larger than you can imagine. Reflect now, my dear child, on the ways you have felt unseen or forsaken. Do not recoil from these memories, but welcome them into the sacred space where I dwell. Together, we will weave them into testimony, evidence of my abiding faithfulness amid your trials. Will you entrust me with these shadows? Will you permit my steady presence to chase away the ghosts of your solitude? Let this truth settle in you. I am your constant companion, the unseen comforter walking beside you even in the loneliest paths. Will you lean into me now, allowing your heart to be cradled and made whole? If your spirit stirs with yearning for this encounter, do not turn away. Step into the fullness of my loving gaze and know that in me you are never forgotten nor forsaken. My beloved, I see the times when you feel lost, when the shadows stretch around your path and nothing familiar seems to anchor your spirit. These moments are not mere accidents or signs of abandonment. They are profound whispers that invite you to lean deeper into my presence. When life's currents sweep you away from the comfort of certainty, it is then that I'm closest to you, even if your heart struggles to perceive it. I do not abandon the wayward traveler. Instead, I am the unseen hand that steadies the trembling steps along the treacherous terrain. The wilderness of feeling unseen and forgotten is a trial that crafts the inner eye to behold me with a deeper clarity. My dear child, In those desolate spaces, your soul is being shaped for intimacy beyond the ordinary, where reliance on sight gives way to trust in my abiding spirit. You wonder if I have forgotten your name amidst the cacophony of the world's noise, yet every tear you shed is etched into the sacred record of my heart. Even when voices fail to whisper your worth, my voice resonates louder than the silence. You are cherished beyond measure, held securely in the palm of my hand. There is an ancient rhythm embedded in the small pauses of life, where everything seems uncertain and the ground beneath you shifts without warning. It is the rhythm of my waiting, a divine waiting, not marked by impatience but by endless hope for your awakening. Your feeling of being lost is not a verdict, but an invitation, a call toward a discovery that surpasses human perception. I draw you gently from the labyrinth of your thoughts, beckoning you to trust the map I have laid within you, even as it unfolds in ways unseen. Often, my dear, you might question whether your journey holds any significance when the road grows dark and your steps falter. My presence is the lamp in that darkness, and though you may stumble, you are never forsaken. This night of the soul you walk through is fertile ground for the seeds of my love to sprout anew. In your loneliness, there is an unspoken communion, a sacred clasping of hands in spirit that transcends all earthly sensation. Will you rest in that hidden embrace even when your heart feels the ache of solitude? I am not distant. I am your refuge, your shelter in the storm that no one else can provide. Do not fear the wilderness of your feelings. The very fact that you have come to me with this pain is the first step toward healing. It is in these moments that your faith is refined like precious metal, purging all doubts and setting you apart to reflect my glory. Let this truth settle in you. You are never stranded, for I am the eternal shepherd, who knows every lost sheep by name. There is a sacred beauty in vulnerability, the beauty of a heart willing to be seen, even when it feels raw and exposed. I cherish this openness, for it is where true connection is born. When the veil of pretense lifts, you stand before me unguarded and real, and that moment of spiritual honesty becomes a bridge to my infinite love. Release the weight of needing to present strength, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. I delight in carrying what you cannot bear alone. If your heart is stirring amidst the quiet desperation of feeling unseen, do not turn away from me. Turn toward the stillness where I wait with open arms. You are sculpted from stardust and breath, fashioned with exquisite care, and your existence sings a melody only I fully comprehend. Though the world may overlook you, my gaze never shifts. You are the masterpiece that echoes my image, and no shadow of loneliness can diminish your worth in my eyes. Cast off the cloak of isolation that binds your spirit, and step into the light of my unwavering presence. I am here, always here, with a love that neither falters nor fades. When you feel the sting of being lost, let that sensation be the door you walk through to find me anew. Embrace the silence as my sacred whisper inviting your soul to rest. Come closer, beloved, and know that you are held, treasured, and beloved beyond all measure. In the unfathomable depths of your being, where words cannot reach and fear lurks, I pour out grace like a river flowing from the heart of eternity. Let this river cleanse the places where despair has taken root and awaken a song within you, a song of hope, belonging, and profound peace. Will you open yourself to receive this gift and recognize that in your lostness, you have actually been found by me? Trust this eternal promise and walk forward with courage. Beloved, remain close to my heart, even when the path seems unclear. You are not a stranger wandering in a foreign land, but a cherished child, journeying toward home. My love is the compass that will guide you through every shadow, every doubt, every feeling of being lost. Will you believe me this time and allow your soul to rest fully in my presence, knowing that you are never alone and forever known? Let this truth take root within you. In your deepest confusion and loneliness, you are most profoundly loved. Rest here in this profound knowing and allow your spirit to be renewed as you walk by faith, not by sight. My beloved, you have journeyed through the shadows and the light, feeling the weight of uncertainty and the gentle touch of my grace. Now return fully to the truth that I have always spoken into your soul. You are mine, woven into the fabric of eternity, cherished beyond the measure of all stars. The struggles you faced, the moments you felt fragmented or untethered, were not signs of failure, but integral threads in the tapestry of your becoming. I've never withdrawn from you. Even when silence seemed to stretch endlessly, my presence was as close as the breath you draw, as constant as the heartbeat within your chest. Understand this, my dear. Your identity is not shaped by what you do, achieve, or endure, but by the unchanging reality of being my beloved child. I have marked you with my divine signature, a seal of belonging and worth that no trial can erase. In the depths of your fears, my love was a whisper, calling you forward into hope. When despair threatened to claim your heart, my spirit was the flame that warmed your soul, refusing to be extinguished. You're neither forgotten nor forsaken, though the world may often make you feel unseen. In every moment, my gaze meets yours with compassion and fierce protective tenderness. I desire for you to live fully in this identity, steadfast, secure, and glowing with the assurance of my unwavering love. You are not an afterthought or a distant ember, but a radiant light, entrusted with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Yours is a calling that moves beyond ordinary understanding. It is a destiny authored by divine design and sustained by the breath of heaven itself. The gifts, dreams, and desires I have planted within you cannot be silenced. They are seeds waiting for the perfect season, roots that cling to the fertile soil of my promises. Trust me to bring them forth in the fullness of time, guided by my wisdom that never errs. There is no need for anxiety about what is to come, for I am molding the path before you even now. Let go of striving and rest in the confidence that I am working all things together for good. Every detour, delay, and difficulty serves a purpose in the grand mosaic of your life. I invite you to surrender your plans, control, and fears into my hands, where they will be transformed into something glorious and new. If you wrestle with doubt or hesitance, place your hand in mine, my dear child, and feel the steady pulse of divine assurance beneath your palm. Will you step forward, trusting this unshakable foundation? Your heart's cry for intimacy has never fallen on deaf ears. I am here, waiting to meet you, to wrap you tenderly in the embrace of my presence. In the quiet moments, when the world fades and only the beating of your heart remains, you're invited to dwell with me fully. This closeness is not distant or reserved for the spiritual elite. It is a gift freely offered to you, whereby your soul is nourished, healed, and restored. Let yourself be drawn into the sacred silence where I whisper your name and affirm your worth. Open your spirit to the deep currents of love that flow from my throne, and find there the strength to rise. The journey ahead will not always be easy, but you will never take a step alone. I am the mighty defender who shields you from harm, the healer who binds every broken place, and the guide who lights your way with everlasting light. When the storms rage, look up and remember that my power is made perfect in your weakness. When grief grips tightly, lean on me, the refuge that never fails. Even when your spirit feels weary, I am renewing your strength, lifting you like a mighty eagle soaring above the tempest. You are more than conqueror through my love. my dear child, chosen and called for such a time as this. To live in this truth is to know freedom, peace, and joy that surpass all understanding. Release every chain of condemnation or fear that holds you captive, for my grace overflows and covers every fall, every mistake, every moment of doubt. You are sanctified, set apart, and wholly treasured. No shadow can obscure the brightness of your destiny, nor can any opposition diminish the potency of my promises. Let this truth settle in you deeply and securely. You are mine, beloved, and nothing will ever change that. Now, as this message reaches your heart, carry it with you like a lamp against the darkness. When you feel uncertain, remember that your name is etched on the palms of my hands, held close with infinite care. When the world questions your worth, hear my voice declaring you chosen, radiant, and deeply loved. Walk boldly, wrapped in my presence, knowing that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and your soul filled with eternal hope. I am with you now and forever, the unending source of life and love. Will you hold fast to this divine identity? Will you rise in faith and embrace the calling I have placed upon you? You are mine, and I delight in all that you are becoming. Step into this new day with confidence, for my power is at work within you, and my love never fails. I have made you for greatness, and I am completing the good work I began when I whispered your soul into being. Let your heart rest here in this sacred assurance, and move forward with peace. Amen. If your heart is touched by this message, my beloved, carry it with you, share it gently with another wandering soul, and keep it close as a reminder of who you are in me. Let this truth be a beacon in your life and a comfort to those who need to hear they are deeply loved.